everyone, I'm Ian Baker and I'm joined today by my daughter Lumen. Can you say hi, sweetie?
Hi.
Today we're going to go over the 2020 Keystone Passport 2521 RL. It's a great little couples model. You'll see you have some theater seats here in the back. You have the slide-out U-shaped dinette. So if you have some additional guests or some little ones, maybe they're visiting, maybe they're grandkids just coming for a weekend, you want a place for them to sleep, you have it in the U-dinette. Taking a look over here at the kitchen, you'll see the refrigerator, kind of the stainless steel panels on there. Open that up, you'll see plenty of space, a couple of drawers right down on the bottom. Over to the side, I like this too. You walk in, boom, there it is. You have it's kind of some versatile storage here. It gives you some options. You can either use it as a hanging closet or you can use it as a pantry, but you do have a couple options there. Moving a little bit further, we get into the kitchen. You'll see the countertops. What do you think of the countertop color in this one, hon? You like it? All right. So you have some upgraded countertops in here. It's instead of being like a T-mold, it's what they call a thermofoil. Basically, it's a pressed countertop, and what that does is it makes it so you don't have really any seams that water can get into. So therefore, it's kind of like a pseudo-solid surface in the fact that it lets you undermount the bowl, which is a much cleaner, much higher-end look in my opinion. Large stainless steel bowl there, high-rise, pull-out faucet. You know, in a lightweight camper like this, at this price point, it's great that they have a pull-out. I really like that. You will also see that you have a large cutting board. So, you know, I always recommend using the bottom of it. So that way, when you go to put it back, you know, the top stays looking nice. You don't have like a bunch of cut marks and stuff in there. As far as storage in the kitchen, you'll see storage all across the top and along the back here. They did go with like a frosted glass instead of wood, helping to break up that wood look a little bit. You also have storage underneath. I'll open this up for you so you can take a quick look. You can see that you do have a couple pull-out drawers. Very, very important. It's always one of the things I tell people to look for when you're looking at travel trailers is make sure you have at least very minimum one, preferably two drawers, that we have a place for your flatware and everything else. And you still have some place for like dishes and stuff down there if you want. Taking a look at the cooktop. This is a Furion cooktop with the glass cover. This just folds up and back like so. 3-burner cooktop there. The knobs do light up. Do you like that? You like the blue lights? Think that's kind of cool? All right. Nice thing about this, folks, is not only does it look nice, but also if you know, if you do have someone sleeping out on the U-dinette, you can possibly leave this on at night, kind of like a courtesy light if they have to get up and use the bathroom in the middle of the night. You know, or of course you can plug in a night light too, but just a nice secondary option. Also underneath, open that guy up, you will see the oven. This same knob turns on the oven light, in case you're wondering. Not a huge oven, but you know, I personally don't do a ton of baking when I camp, but it gives you, again, the option to do a little bit there. As you would expect, you have your hood with a light and a fan, microwave right up above that. As far as electrical outlets, you will see that you have one placed right over there on the wall. I don't think they have any underneath. No, nope, none underneath, so you just have the one on the wall there. A couple LED lights in the kitchen, though, to help brighten things up. And if you take a look at the ceiling, speaking of lights, I'll show you this. You have a bank of two banks of lights running down, right? A lot of manufacturers just have one in the center. I really like when they do two just because it really helps brighten up the RV when it's dark. You will also see that you have the barreled ceiling, so it helps give more head height. You don't feel closed in and claustrophobic at all. And then instead of having just the white tape, they went with the wood, again, just to help make it a little more aesthetically pleasing. In the very back is the theater seating. So you'll see this is actually quite comfortable. You want to take a seat on there? What do you think? Good? Bad? So-so? Good? All right. So it is, she's not wrong. It is pretty comfortable. The center console is just, it's removable. So if you don't want it there, you don't have to. It does have some cup holders in it, but honestly, unless it has a cap, I wouldn't, you know, use it just because it's kind of wobbly, right? So, but if you have like a bottle of water or something, no big deal. These do both recline. You'll see on both sides, you'll have a little cord just like this. You ready? So we pull that out, boom, just like that. This comes up. If you want it to go down, boop. So you can go back like so that way you can just kind of sit back and relax. Take a little nap. Oh yeah, there it is. And then on the sides, the one side there, you'll see you have a little end table too with an electrical outlet in case you need to plug in like a phone, tablet, or anything like that. A little bit of storage space underneath. Windows in the back. And then over to this side is the U-shaped dinette. This is actually upside down. It's gonna drive me nuts. There we go. So here we have the cushions, and just to kind of show you, So it is semi-reversible, right? So if you want the pattern on here, you can have the pattern. If you don't want the pattern, you can flip it around and you have the leather. So I personally like that because it lets you customize things a little bit more depending on the throw pillows you have, right? Not all throw pillows may go with this pattern. It, you know, may clash a lot. So maybe you want just a little more of a blank slate, and then you can spice it up with your throw pillows. So I think that's kind of a neat addition there. Now, the big advantage of a dinette, folks, is the sleeping space. A lot of people are under the misconception that you get more seating space, and that's generally just not the case. You want to open it up? Watch out for the recliner there. Can you get it? It's kind of tough. There you go. So, as Lumen is showing you, there is a ton of storage space down there, which is great. Very easy access as well. It does cost manufacturers more money to put that in there. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, right? It's a hole with a door and some hinges, but it's labor cost, and so, you know, as you start to look at price points, you'll see that a lot of your entry-level campers won't have the easy access storage underneath the dinette like this. But back to what I was saying about the U-shaped dinette. So if you look at space, hey Lumen, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you come sit right back here for me? All right, put your legs, yep, sit like you normally would. So here's the issue, right? So as we're sitting here, we have decent table space. You know, you can definitely sit someone on this side. I'm here. You'll see she's a little person. If I get her real close, boop, and you have two little people, you might be able to fit two people here, but look underneath the table. You see what the issue is that our legs are bumping into each other. And that's the issue with U-shaped dinettes, right? Where a lot of people think, oh, we can sit so many more people. Generally not the case. Usually 3 to 4 people. The advantage of it, as I mentioned, is the sleeping space. Another cool thing about this camper is they did put these lights on a dimmer switch. I'm not going to demonstrate it because it messes with the camera, but there's a dimmer switch. You push and hold, it'll dim these lights down again. So if you don't want to use that as a courtesy light, you can just, you know, dim these all the way down. And you probably wouldn't leave it on all night as the kids are sleeping, but if you leave to go to like a campfire or something with just the two of you, you come back in, you can have nice dim lights, still be able to see what's going on without coming into a blindingly bright camper. Here's your entertainment center. So TV kind of front and center, storage up top, storage down below, multimedia center right here. The unit is Bluetooth capable, has 2 zones, so it controls the speakers in here as well as outside. You will see there's an HDMI port on there as well, so if you have auxiliary equipment you want to plug into it, that's the way to do it. Thermostat's right on the side. This does control the ducted AC on the roof as well as the ducted heat in the floor. Making our way into the bathroom. So I'll take a seat right here on the toilet. Is that funny? I'm 6 foot tall, so you know, as you can see, I have plenty of leg room, no issues there for shoulders. It's a little tight, but honestly, it's not bad. Definitely bigger than I've seen in a lot. For the shower, as Lumen is showing you, the doors are in a roller track, which is great because that way, you know, when you're done showering, all the water will go right down the shower door into the shower pan, unlike a curtain, which sometimes it flaps out onto the floor, or a swing door where, again, sometimes it ends up on the floor. As far as space, can I get in here a second, sweetie? Thank you. As far as space, again, I'm 6 foot tall. As you can see, folks, I have no issues with height here, especially with that skylight. You can probably be 6'2", 6'3", and still have enough space to be able to stand in here without having to duck down. And then the hand wand, you have a hand wand, make it a little bit easier to shower. Of course, you have some shelves there too. Over to the side is your sink top and vanity, electrical outlet. Underneath, you will see access to plumbing, a little bit of storage under there. I don't know that you can squeeze a trash can. Probably not, realistically. There's probably too much plumbing in there. But you do have the medicine cabinet up top, a little bit of storage there. And yeah, and it works. Yep, you have that too, huh? A little cubby hole, little shelf there. Making our way back out. All right, so one thing I do want to hit on is this right here. So you have a light as soon as you come in. This has 2 different settings. Well, technically 3 if you consider off a setting, which it probably is. So you have always on, you have off, then you have motion sensor. So that way, as soon as you walk in, motion sensor kicks on, turns on the light, kind of like a nice little welcome home light. Additional storage. So this for me, like they have a lot of things they nailed in here. For me, this is a fail, right? You have the versatile storage with the hanging rod, which I love, but personally, I want to use that as a pantry. I want this to be where I hang my jackets and everything else. I just wanted a hanging rod in here. For me, it would have done it. I know there's this here, which works, but why not utilize this space for that so it's tucked away? It's a very minor thing, but that's just me. You do have shelves down below. As I mentioned, you have a coat rack right here, so you have a place to hang up all your jackets. What's that, Lou?
Look how cool the bed is.
That is a cool bed. So this is a 60 by 80 residential queen size bed. It's the same size you would have in your house, which is awesome. You know, if you're sick of having a short, what they call an RV queen where your feet hang off, you don't have to worry about it in here. Another thing I like about the bedroom is the nightstands. Folks, this actually has a board on top. A lot of manufacturers put a really thin panel where if you put your hand on it, you're just gonna fall right through into the pass-through. Nobody wants that. Here you can actually use it to get in and out of bed. You can obviously put, like, you know, a bottle of water there if you have that at night, CPAP, anything like that. You have the wardrobe storage on the side. You can see the hanging rods, more storage across the top. Really cool door. Might be tough for Sam to get in here and see it, but there you go. So a slider door, but I like the fact that it's not plain. It actually has a design on it, which is great. And you'll also see over to this side, you have a spot to mount the TV in case you want a TV in the bedroom. Now that we've seen the insides, take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Keystone Passport 2521 RL. Right up front is a power tongue jack, makes it easier to connect and disconnect from your tow vehicle. You just flip the switch here to raise and lower the tongue. You also have a light at night for added visibility at night and manual override in the rare event it fails. This is a great addition, folks. Normally, if you do it aftermarket, it'll cost you probably between like $300, $400. So having it thrown in by the manufacturer, always a great thing. Behind that, you have two 20-pound propane tanks with the cover, and you'll also see that your rails here for your battery, we do have one box on there, but notice there is another space for a second. So if you want a second battery, you have the room for it there. You will see the diamond etch plating up the front, helping to protect that front end from some of the rocks and debris that may get thrown up by the tow vehicle. And then you'll also see over on the side, in the frame itself, you have solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy the portable panels, plug it in right there. Those portable panels have the controller built in, and so it's all pre-wired. Basically, it's a plug and go. Very, very simple. You have the front 3/4 cap on here. This one has a faux windshield, so it's, you know, faux, it's not real, but it looks nice, right? So you get the aesthetic piece of it on the outside without having to worry about any chance of leaks. Well, I shouldn't say any chance, but reduces the chance, right? Coming around to the side, we'll open up the pass-through covered hinge, helping to reduce any rust coming down there. You won't get that nasty door. The thing I like about this is the fact it is magnetic. So that way it just stays up like so. So if you have little ones like my daughter here and she wants to shut it, she comes by, goes to shut it, you don't have to worry about any plastic clips or anything breaking off. When you take a look inside, just like our entryway, you have another motion sensor light there. Good pass-through storage, very wide door. So as you can see, you can fit larger items like grills, bigger chairs, things like that in. The grill does come with it, by the way, so that's an added bonus. You know, I definitely prefer a grill over a cooktop for outside. That's just me, you know, because I like grilling. Making our way back a little bit, so naturally you have your fiberglass sides on here. You know, I do get asked why fiberglass over aluminum. If you've been doing any RV shopping, you probably know. If not, basically it tends to be lighter weight because it uses aluminum structure rather than wood, and it's a lot easier to clean. It's just nicer looking, right? More aesthetically pleasing, doesn't dent or anything like your aluminum can. Power awning, touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to have it go back in. You have the upgraded more ride step above steps. As Lumen will demonstrate, go ahead, walk on up there. Nice and sturdy, right? You'll see that the steps don't bow or anything. You don't have the springboard effect on there. Aluminum treads with the grip, so you have a little bit of extra traction. The aluminum won't rust, which is always a great feature. As you can see, she's utilizing that grab handle to get up and down, help get you know, a little bit extra control there. TV hookups right outside here. You can see where your satellite or your cable. This will be the outlets. The inlet is on the back. Show you that in a moment. Electrical outlet there too. Beautiful aluminum alloy wheels. You can see that there. That way they're not going to rust on you. Stay gorgeous. It's also what they call load equalization axles. Really just a fancy name for a spread axle system, right? Having a wider wheelbase helps reduce sway when you're traveling down the road. And then in the very back, open this up. Again, kind of the same thing as the front, you know, covered hinge, magnetic. You'll see this large extra storage area back here, which is fantastic. I really like this because there's other manufacturers that make this floor plan, but what they do is you have access to this from the inside, and it's just unwieldy. It's hard to get to because you have like a lot of manufacturers put the sofa in the back or the theater seating, and it's hard to get back here. Having it on the outside is just way easier. It makes a lot more sense. Also, I did forget to mention this right here. This is pretty important. I talked about the TV hookups, but also they did put a spot to mount it, right? Not all manufacturers do that. A lot of times, especially when you have the fiberglass sides, they won't put that wood backer in there. So you just have to have like a table. Not the case here. Lou, are you having fun? You having a good time? All right. On the back is your bumper, of course, square tubular bumper. It gives you a place to put that sewer hose. You have the end caps. This is for the grill. We saw the grill in the pass-through. This is the mount. You can, of course, swing that around. You'll also have the spare tire with a cover. A cover will help keep it in great shape, and the spare tire is very easy to access. And then up top, as you'd expect, this one also has backup camera prep. So if you want the backup camera, installing it is nice and easy. Right over here is the multi-source controller, is what they call it. It's just a long name for where your cable or satellite, that will be your inlet right there, feeds to the rest of the camper. Super, super easy system to use. 30 amp detachable power cord will plug in here. This one has cable slides. You know, as far as slides go, folks, they all work wonderfully. The big thing about cable, why a lot of manufacturers use them, is because they're lightweight. Some of your biggest names in the industry, you know, Montana fifth wheels, they use them on the bedroom. They work great. You know, you have rack and pinion, you have cable, you have hydraulic. They all have their kind of advantages and disadvantages. Again, big advantage of cable, saves some weight. Black tank flush right there, makes it nice and easy to wash out your black tank. Outside shower, both hot and cold water access. And speaking of water, you'll see in the very front, city water inlet, and then right next to that is your fresh tank fill. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2020 Keystone Passport 2521RL. If you're interested in this travel trailer and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Also in the comment section, let me know what you think they nailed, what you failed, or if you were designing the RV, what you would change. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker. This is Lumen Baker. Wait, say bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's go camping.
Baby, baby.